2 then coming up sharp, and we're back with 7 cars on the grid in the TNR Group C Championship, the second race of the season. Round 1 here, but race 2 and one more race to go after this. Race 1 winner Mark in the Nissan starts on pole position once more. Andy gets promoted up to second on this particular random grid. Remember, he had a good 3rd place finish in that first race. Dubs in the Jaguar starts on the 2nd row in 3rd position. Dugamus alongside in the Mercedes. Let's see if the Mercedes can have a better race this time. The driver's saying the boost was really too high, so they're probably both turning that down. They definitely had a lot of straight line in hand. Lights are coming on. We're going to see who's going to get away well here. Andy with the lights on, but Mark gets a good start, but again he slides, and it's the Jaguar coming through. Can the Jaguar take the lead? There's one of the Nissan's Coupe spinning in the background, but it is the Jaguar who takes the lead in turn 1. Does excellent stuff. He runs a little bit deep though. Is that going to give Mark an opportunity? It does. Mark is straight back up the inside. Totally clean, great driving again by Mark. And but Dub's hanging on to second. This is really good to see. The car's mixing it up, and Oz Phillips as well, who definitely wasn't in the top 3 on the start. He's up to 3rd now, so turning that boost down might be working. He's braking so late to the hairpin. I think he's outdone it. He has a little bit. Dubs is going to get an opportunity back on the inside. They're going to have to stay clear of each other. I think Oz has just got it though. So Oz actually, even though it's very deep on the brakes, he does manage to get through. He went deep on the brakes, don't forget, at turn 1, first race. Andy gets back up to 3rd, and Dubs unfortunately drops back out the podium position. But we have, take a breath, Mark in the Nissan, Oz in the Mercedes, Andy in the Nissan 3rd, but running very wide. And the Jaguar comes back into 3rd. Oh, does it? It's tight, and just about clings onto it. But we have got 2 Nissans in the top 3 and 1 Mercedes. Really good stuff from Oz, but can he manage it this time, I wonder? It's not going to be easy. They've had to turn that boost down an awful lot to make the car manageable. As we go through the final turn, there's contact! And Andy's running to the back of him. Oh, I'm afraid, Andy, you've only got yourself to blame for that one this time, I think, after praising you for your driving in the first race. But it does promote Dubs up into 3rd. That does give us 3 different cars in the top 3 places, which would be good to see. Oz clobbers the curb, and that really throws the car wide, but he does gather it back together. Good stuff. And we've got Dudes up to 4th as well. This is a really good drive from Dumas. Again, both Mercedes struggling in that first race, but having a much better try of it this time. I'd love to see Dudes get a decent result. He always races well, races cleanly, and just needs a little bit more luck on the side and a bit more consistency, and he'll be bringing home podiums for sure this season. Martin, after having a very tough race 1, looks to be having a tough race 2. He's also in the Mercedes, don't forget, so I don't know whether he's picked up the same tips that they need to turn that boost down to make the car more manageable. And Coops, oh, it's all gone wrong for this man. He really should have been up there, and he's a long way off now, and 26 seconds, half a minute off the race lead at the moment. But we're going to go and watch Oz and Dubs, because they are nose to tail once more. I get the feeling Dubs' car, the Jaguar, is a little bit more manageable than Mercedes. We'll go on board with Dubs as we head up the start-finish straight. You can see, taking completely different lines. There's a big slide from Oz, but I expect that even now Mercedes has the boost turned down, I reckon he's going to pull leaps and bounds as we head down, start finish straight once more. It's fairly even though, isn't it, this time? It's not so dissimilar, but even with the slipstream, the Jaguar doesn't have the legs on the Mercedes, so the Mercedes is still the quicker of the 2 cars. But neither of these guys will be wanting to do anything silly. They're both in a podium spot here. And up and over the hill we go again. I was looking a little bit defensive. He looks like he's on the back foot. It's a difficult one for Oz. It's very early on in the season. He's had a very unlucky race 1. What do you do in this position? Do you let the Jaguar through, which probably is the quicker car at this stage, and then potentially safely get a 3rd place podium, because you know the car behind is just another Mercedes, so it's unlikely Dumas is going to catch? Or does he try and back Dubs back into Dugamus? it's a risky game. If he lets the Jag through, he's got an almost dead cert podium. If he hangs on like this and drives so defensively like that, they do risk backing everyone up. And you can see in the background, Andy's catching on Dugamis again. The Nissan's showing very well. Martin's dropped to last, Coops has got through, so I think Martin might have dropped the car. Unfortunately, we go up over the start-finish line once more. Mark, well out in the lead, 12.5 seconds, 13 seconds up the road. He'll be laughing his way to the finish line, I think, at this rate. And it's a perfect start for that man. So Dubs and Andy and Oz all still quite close together here. Andy getting on track limits warning, I think. But they're very close together, aren't they? We've now got Oz 13 seconds, Dubs 13 seconds, Andy 14 seconds, Duke 16 seconds. Coops is only 9 seconds back on these guys. It really is Mark who's stolen the march on everybody. Who is it going to be for the podium? Because Andy's got past Duke, because Duke has dropped it somewhere. Trying to get it back together. Who's it going to be though for the podium? The Nissan's looking left and right. He's looking all the way, either way. And as we come up over the line, who's in fourth then? Dudes. Well, look how close they all are. The Jaguar not very quick in the straight line there, and he's going to have a go. He's got way too deep. He's taken out Oz. Oh, that was a big do that, and I'm afraid Andy has really dropped the ball in this one after he'd been praising him for his driving in race 1. That was an ambitious and extremely rubbish manoeuvre, unfortunately. I think tyres are going off, but again, Oz Phillips the victim. Again, this man really, certainly in this race at least, should have deserved for a podium. But then this is what I was worried about. He was, not that Oz is to blame at all, but obviously by holding up Dubs, they've held themselves up, back into Dugamis and Andy, and that's left them open to that kind of thing happening. Dubs is a great beneficiary. He gets promoted to second with only 2 and a bit laps to go now. Mark's still laughing, out in the lead. Great stuff from Mark. And you should be feeling a little bit sheepish for that one. I think the Dukes could be on for a podium here, imagine that. So there could be a Mercedes on the podium after all, but he has got a couple of laps to hang on against a rather quick but rather dangerous Andy. A bit of a torpedo in this one. Coops in 5th. Oh, Coops bangs his way past Andy. I didn't see how close they were on track. And that's going to give Dude a little bit of respite, who's actually quite close behind Dubs now. So Coops on an absolute charger with a couple of laps to go. In fact, Coops is absolutely flying, because Coops is now 17.5 seconds behind the race leader. I think at one point he was almost 30 seconds behind. So I can only assume Mark's either taken it easy or he's made a couple of mistakes. But Coops is absolutely flying, and with a lap and 2/3 to go, lap and 3/4 to go, you wouldn't bet against them getting a podium out of this. He's only 2 seconds away from a potential podium spot, and Dubs and Coops are very close on track. That's going to be uncomfortable for Dubs, who will really be wanting a podium for the Jaguar, but that's also true of Dugamis in Mercedes, who's driving that thing very nicely. One thing you notice about Dugamis, he's quite gentle with his driving. I think it pays dividends in a car that is so nuts to drive. He's controlling it very well. linked him, but see a spin out at this stage. But look how close Coops is now. This is going to make it very difficult for these guys indeed as we head out of the penultimate corner through the final turn. Coops back out. Quite difficult to hear over the Jaguar screaming in front. It's difficult to discern between all the different engine sounds as Dudes maybe looks for a move, he doesn't go for it. He's going to have to hold off from Coombs, he's coming round the outside. We can get penalised for that, but I think we do that, and that's why he backed off, but Dubs has missed it up. Oh, we're just on the last lap, and everything's changed once more. The Jaguar is not in a podium position this time, and Miles out of the lead, but Coombs has recovered to second place, and it is going to be battle on. It's going to be Nissan almost without some big mistakes now, but behind it will be either a Mercedes or a Jaguar on the podium, and at this stage I think I would put my money on Dugas, who's doing a grand old job in third. Hold it together, Dugs. Dubs I think just picking up a track limits infringement, as well as Andy in their respective Jaguar and Nissan cars. Martin's having an absolutely torrid race, I can tell you, but coming through the final turn, over the start finish line, Mark wins again, second time, 2 out of 2. Coops is going to finish second in 2 out of 2 races, so lots of 2s going on there for Coops, but what an excellent recovery. Spun on the start of the race, on the start finish line, on the grid. And Dukes will hold on to third position, I think, in the Mercedes. Excellent job. Another fourth place in the Jag for Dubs. Andy with his tail between his legs, not even come through the final turn yet. Here he comes. Hang on, where is he? I don't know what's happened to Andy. We seem to be having some connectional issues here. There's Dubs anyway. Oz takes fifth. Andy must have dropped back, I think, after that big brain malfunction. But the biggest malfunction of all, unfortunately, is Martin, who is going to bring up the rear of the field, but does finish this time in the final place, 7th in the Mercedes. Confirmation of the result coming up shortly. And there is your result. Race 3 coming up shortly.